Over the years, the National Cattle and Beef Association has been blessed with many great individuals who work countless hours on behalf of the beef industry. It starts at the top with the president, the person who serves a year as the key volunteer leader of the organization. Today, we're going to take a look back at some recent presidents and see what life is like back home on their own ranching operations. First, we turn back the clock to 2023 and head to South Dakota for more on Todd Wilkinson.
Although the town of De Smet, South Dakota is probably best known for Laura Ingalls Wilder, who wrote the Little House on the Prairie books, it's also home to Todd Wilkinson and his family, who together own and operate both a cow-calf and feed yard business.
My dad got us all into the ag business when we were very little. My first venture into the cattle business was actually as a 9 and 10-year-old feeding heifers through the winter, and they paid me with a heifer calf. And from that, I built a cow herd. We started our first feedlot back in the early 90s, grew it from there, and then built another feed yard and have since built another background yard. So the operation has grown. What gives me great delight is the fact that my son has grown into the cattle business, and now him and I run between 250 and 300 cows, and then run a background in a finishing facility for Wilkinson Livestock.
In addition to his years raising cattle, Todd has also practiced law for almost 4 decades.
The area that I have developed a little bit of a niche for is pretty heavy ag-oriented and estate work. I work with producers in multiple states, dealing with some things that a lot of people would recognize, like CAFO, permitting and trust and estate setups, and succession planning for farmers and ranchers. The running joke in my family is I try to make enough money on the law side so I can lose it on the cattle side. Sometimes there's more reality in that than not, but it's been a good marriage for me in terms of being able to bring assets to our operation that allow us to grow.
Over the years, Todd has been heavily involved in local, state, and national leadership roles, including serving as president of the South Dakota Cattlemen's Association. Having been a part of agriculture his entire life, Todd knew he wanted to have a voice in the beef industry's decision-making process.
If you run into me across the country, one thing that I will say time and time again is if you're going to be in the industry, don't just talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. And I have made it a commitment of mine to be very involved in trying to change the things that I feel need to be changed. And when I saw what can happen if you get both feet into it, I was committed, and I haven't looked back since. And I don't regret a minute of all the hours that I've placed into it.
Now Todd steps into his biggest role of all, president of NCBA, where he'll represent cattlemen and women all across the country.
I enjoy going into the different regions of the country, the different states, meeting new people, meeting new ideas. I'm literally taking the philosophy I'm going to put on boxing gloves. And I'm going to be swinging for the industry, because I think that the regulatory challenges that we're going to face in the next couple of years are going to be daunting. I'm anything but a pacifist. You know, if this membership wanted to elect a guy that's going to be ornery, well, they've succeeded, because that's how I'm going to approach things. And I'm going to bring the same level of passion that I bring to my involvement in this organization to trying to fight back and protect this industry from the people that want to put us out of business.
Todd will always make time to continue his work with the South Dakota Cattlemen's Foundation to put on the Primetime Gala. This annual event raises money to provide beef to food insecure families throughout the state.
And we made one stipulation on our gift of money, is that it has to be used to buy beef, and it has to go back into feeding those that are at a food disadvantage. And it just highlights what we in this industry can do and the good that we can do if we all get behind a common theme.
It's clear Todd is committed to the beef industry, and he's excited to lead an organization like NCBA that brings together cattlemen and women to fight for common goals.
Part of the reason I'm doing this is to make sure that this industry is here for my grandchildren and their grandchildren, and that they have the opportunity to come back on this piece of ground and run cattle 100 years from now. So yeah, I'm passionate about NCBA. I won't back up an inch on my commitment to this organization, and I am committed, as long as I'm walking this earth, to be trying to make things a little bit better, and NCBA is one of those ways that I think I can do that.